They were selling nearly 2,000 cars a month. Then they sold 49. A 102-year-old luxury icon did not slowly decline. It fell off a cliff. In just 5 months, 97.5% of its European sales vanished. And it all began with an advertisement that did not show a single car. In November 2024, Jaguar deleted its entire social media history. Every photograph, every campaign, every trace of more than a century of heritage disappeared overnight. In its place, the company released a 30-second film filled with bright colors, avant-garde fashion, abstract slogans, and 2 words: copy nothing. Within 48 hours, the video generated more than 160 million views across platforms. Elon Musk replied publicly with 4 words: "Do you sell cars?" It was sarcastic, but it captured the question millions were quietly asking. 5 months later, the numbers arrived. In April 2024, Jaguar sold 1,961 vehicles across Europe. In April 2025, it sold just 49. That is not a slowdown. That is near extinction. What makes the collapse more striking is that Jaguar Land Rover, its parent company, reported record profits of $2.5 billion that fiscal year. Land Rover was thriving. The Defender alone sold over 115,000 units. It was the same parent company, the same supply chains, and the same macroeconomic environment. One brand was booming, the other was collapsing. To understand the fall, it is necessary to understand what Jaguar once represented. Founded in 1922, Jaguar built its identity on elegance and speed. The E-Type was once described as the most beautiful car ever made. The company won Le Mans multiple times and, for decades, symbolized British performance and understated luxury. It was never the largest automotive brand, but it was undeniably iconic. Global sales peaked at more than 180,000 vehicles in 2018. After that, the decline began. By fiscal 2024, sales had fallen to roughly 67,000, and executives admitted something uncomfortable. The company was selling cars, but making almost no profit. Jaguar had become trapped in the worst possible position. It was not affordable enough to compete with mainstream brands, yet it lacked the prestige and pricing power to dominate Mercedes-Benz or BMW. Leadership concluded that incremental improvement would not be enough. Instead of competing in a crowded middle ground, they chose reinvention. In 2021, Jaguar announced a radical transformation. Every existing model would be discontinued by the end of 2024. The XE, XF, F-Type, E-Pace, and I-Pace would all disappear. Production would stop completely. The brand would relaunch as an ultra-luxury, all-electric manufacturer, with vehicles priced above $130,000. The strategy focused on lower volume and higher margins, prioritizing exclusivity over accessibility. Internally, the plan was called Reimagine. On paper, it sounded bold and strategic. Stop playing in a segment where you are losing and move upmarket, where margins are higher. However, there was a critical flaw. The first new electric model would not arrive until late 2026. This meant that for more than a year, Jaguar would effectively have almost nothing to sell. Dealerships would sit empty, revenue would fall towards zero, and the company would rely heavily on financial support from Tata Motors to bridge the gap. Leadership believed this fire break was necessary. In their view, a clean break was the only way to rebuild identity. Yet cars are not software updates, and luxury brands are not technology startups. Heritage cannot be deleted and reinstalled later. When Jaguar wiped its history from social media, it sent a symbolic message. It suggested that the past no longer mattered. The slogan, "Delete Ordinary," was meant to inspire a bold future, but to loyal customers, it sounded dismissive. At the precise moment Jaguar needed loyalty, it risked alienating the very base that had sustained it. The unveiling of the Type 00 concept car intensified the reaction. Revealed at Miami Art Week in bright pink and electric blue, the angular design looked unlike any Jaguar before it. Comparisons to toys and exaggerated concept art spread quickly. Yet the deeper issue was not simply design, it was timing. Customers were being asked to wait more than 2 years without production models, test drives, or tangible proof, only promises. Competitors chose a different approach. BMW continued selling petrol vehicles while introducing electric models such as the i4 and iX, with electric sales rising over 30% year over year. Audi expanded its e-tron lineup while maintaining familiar models like the A4 and A6, achieving electric growth above 50%. Mercedes integrated electric platforms into recognizable vehicles, giving customers a bridge between the old and the new. Jaguar removed the bridge entirely and expected customers to leap. The consequences accumulated quickly. European sales collapsed by 97.5% year over year. United States dealerships were reduced from 122 to just 20 curated locations. The advertising agency behind the rebrand was dismissed. The CEO retired after 35 years with the company, and the chief creative officer departed 1 year after the reveal. Dealers reported empty showrooms and uncertain customers. Sales staff had concept images, not cars. This collapse was not caused by a single controversial advertisement. The advertisement acted as gasoline, but the fire had been building for years. Jaguar had been losing relevance gradually. Instead of focusing solely on improving product competitiveness, leadership attempted to reset identity. They mistook attention for demand. Website traffic increased by more than 110% after the rebrand. Social engagement surged. Brand awareness rose. Yet awareness does not equal trust, and trust is everything when selling six-figure vehicles. Luxury customers rarely make impulsive decisions. They evaluate, compare, and return to brands with which they feel an emotional connection. Jaguar severed that connection before offering a replacement. Now, everything depends on 2026. If the new electric lineup delivers extraordinary design, long-range performance, and genuine ultra-luxury appeal, Jaguar could stage one of the most dramatic comebacks in automotive history. If it fails to justify the wait, this period will be remembered as the moment a legacy brand erased itself. From nearly 2,000 monthly European sales to 49, from heritage powerhouse to corporate case study. The most important detail is that Jaguar is not alone. Executives across multiple legacy brands are watching this experiment closely. Some are considering similar strategies, abandoning the past, repositioning aggressively, and betting everything on a future that has not yet arrived. If this gamble fails, Jaguar will not be the last iconic name to fall. It will simply be the first warning. If you want to see which company might be next, and how these high-stakes corporate gambles really unfold, consider subscribing, because the next tragedy may already be in motion. Reinvention can save a brand, but it can also erase it. And history shows there's rarely a second reset.